Hi, good morning everybody. Okay, guys here. Okay, it's been a while since I posted videos on my analysis on the markets. But to be fair, the markets has been moving very slow throughout all pairs to me. So I just couldn't find a very good entry, nor any reason to look for a good trade. But what I figure is that I lower down the frequency of my trades. So on Monday and Tuesday, I'm not really going to look into any kind of trades, but only from Wednesday onwards. Okay, but I'm going to give you my rationale for certain pairs, and then hopefully that you guys can get some ideas about how do I go about doing it. Okay, I'll try my best. Okay, so let's begin on the monthly. Okay, for USDCAD. Okay, for the USDCAD on the monthly, right, the most important aspect that you want to know, right, before we can understand what the market is doing right now, okay, what we need to know, what is market doing previously. Alright, that's the most important to me. Let's just put 20 will be alright. What is the market doing previously? So in this case, we can see that the market is doing previously is on a downtrend. Let me see whether can I get this arrow here. Yeah. Okay, market previously was doing on a downtrend since the beginning of April 2020. The April 2020, this is the monthly chart, all the way until May 2021 this year, which is around 13 months. Okay, so market is doing downtrend since the beginning of April. Okay, in which lower prices, lower closing prices, lower high. That it pauses a while here, that it continues. It pauses a while here, then it continues here. So we know that when so to me, right, when I see that okay, market is on a downtrend previously, so in this case for us to look for any kind of sell, right, it will be very risky. Okay, it will be a very risky way. So in this case, there's only, it's either you want to mark a resistance or you want to mark a support. So in this case, we see that strong bullish pressure trying to push this market towards the upside. Okay, so what I would do is that I would normally, so that means there's something here. Okay, which means that until this base can be broken by the market to continuous downtrend, we should go for long. That is my thoughts. Okay, but we do know that based on this monthly chart, as price goes up, there has been resistance from the sellers to push this market down. And when you look at this resistance, what is at the previous supply zone here for this drop. So I will mark this here. Okay, so in this case, we can see that price is stuck in between this demand and this supply. That is the monthly that we all want to know. So the thing is, like, always get try to get a big picture view of what the market doing in the higher time frames before you understand what's the market doing in the lower time frames and the entry that you want to take. Okay, so in this case, I will rule out sell. Okay, I will rule out sell, but looking out for a buy signal. Okay, so let's go on the weekly and see what can we expect from the market. Okay, so we're in the weekly right now. So in the weekly, as we analyze from the monthly, we know that market is on the downtrend, and the weekly sentiment shows that. But then we can see right now, as the sell momentum starts to decrease, the buyer's momentum start to increase. And what do I see in the weekly? I see an inside bar breakout here. So this is the inside bar. So I'm going to put here. Okay, I'm going to put here as inside bar breakout in the weekly. Okay, so there's an inside bar breakout in the weekly here. And as you all may or may not know, is that an inside bar can signifies a reversal or a continuation. So in this case, right, since market has been on a downtrend, we expect that I anticipated that this inside bar, right, could probably be a reversal towards the upside. Okay, That's my thoughts based on this weekly and based on the fully formed candles, and that is telling me what it's going to do. Alright. And if you see that price is rejecting the top of this model bar, I'm gonna put a level here. So is this level significant? Yeah, it's quite significant because it is broken, like it or not. Okay, so my thoughts on this pair is that if based on this weekly, right, is price can somehow break this zone, and then it's going to move sideways around here. Okay, you're going to move sideways around here or something, and then we are going to look for a long. That is my thoughts for USDCAD. So on the weekly, so are we able to get the entry on the daily? That's where it will be very interesting to see. Okay, as I say, I mean the best for me is to look for entries on Wednesday onwards. So now it's going to be Thursday. Now it's already Thursday actually. Alright, you can see that right now the price is still making an inside bar here. Okay, so I'm kind of anticipating that's going to be an inside bar breakout moving towards the top side, and yeah, this will be the second profit target for USDCAD. Okay, so in the daily, what can we see on the daily right now? If you can see on the daily right now, right, in the case of structure wise, okay, in case of structure wise, there's still at times, as I say, I do use trend lines to get some confluence into certain aspects of the market, right? So if I'm going to put this, okay, the one that I find interesting is that, okay, about this pair is that while it's moving slow, there's still room for it to go towards the upside in this case, because the structure of the market in the daily, right, the daily structure has changed. That's what I see. Okay, for the daily structure has changed. This is the last lower high here that has pushed the market towards the lowest here, and then there's a base here and boom, and the price pushes up, and this is where the structure changed from a downtrend to the uptrend. So in this case, once we see the structure change, our bias is supposed to be only one, which is to look for long. Okay, so in this case for USDCAD, right, my bias is to look for long. So you just waiting for, I mean, like based on the daily close yesterday shows that the sellers are weak. Okay, the sellers are weak, so it just might go down a few more here before pushing up. That's my thoughts. Okay, so we are going to wait and see what happens today. Okay, so be waiting. I mean, can I buy now? Not really, because I can see that there is not really strong buy pressure. Okay, there's no strong buy pressure to push this market up. So I'll be waiting for one more. I mean, my ideal scenario is one more push down and then a good price action signal to go long. That would be the best scenario I would take from USDCAD. Okay, if it leaves without me, then I'll see what kind of price action signal that we can take based on the 4-hour. Okay, but of course, as of now, the market is just open. Try not to take any kind of signals. Try not to make any kind of entries. And that's it for USDCAD. Is to go for long. So you guys can watch out for this. And since the market has been moving quite, slow, it's also best that you try not to take too many pairs at one go. Okay, so I'll probably just take two or three pairs in the meantime than I used to, which I used to trade a lot of pairs, but right now, based on the market, it's just not really in the right kind of sentiment for me to take any kind of trade. Okay, pound USD. Okay, pound USD. So in this case, I'm still looking for a sell for pound USD in this case. Okay, if you look at the monthly, right, so if we go back to our analysis here, right, you always ask yourself, what is the market doing previously? Okay, the market is on an uptrend. Okay, the market is doing previously, market is on an uptrend. Okay, so we knew that the market is on an uptrend, but that uptrend has met with an obstacle in the shape of the inside bar. Okay, so you can either mark the resistance or you mark the support. Since market already moved up and then I'm seeing an inside bar here, and price has been quite hesitant to go higher than where it is, I'll be looking for short in this case. Okay, and price is on quite a major supply here. Okay, we can see the price on a major supply inside bar form at the previous supply area, so that gives us a lot of clue about, I mean, it gives us that probability about this pair and where you want to go. Okay, so my thought is that the first, okay, so we knew that the first take profit or area where price might retest is probably around here. Okay, the previous demand here, this previous demand that pushes market towards the upside here, which has not been tested. Okay, there's an inside bar breakout here, and then price make an inside bar again. So there's a lot of inside bars happening in the market nowadays, as the market is very uncertain. The sentiment is uncertain, and inside bars just shows that there is a pause in a current momentum. So in this case, right, there is a pause in this uptrend. Can price still go up? Maybe, but it has to collect liquidity from the buyers here in order to push up. That's why in the near term for now, right, a sell or a short entry is more favorable than the buy entry. Okay, so that is my thoughts for the monthly. So let's go down to the weekly. On the weekly, we can see right now that after the sellers push down, the buyers have not been able to push the market higher. Okay, and then we can now see an inside bar form here after a drop. So this could be a continuation of this drop here. So in this case, what I'm interested is if price goes up here, we are looking for a good price action signal for price to go lower to that zone here. Okay, if not, most probably just probably go into this, tap into this minor weekly demand here before going sideways on here. Okay, but the overall direction towards pound USD for me is towards the downside. Okay, and that's it. So from the daily, I don't want to see right now. As for right now, we can see that while market has been moving down, that has not been very strong. So I reckon that it might go up a bit higher first before go lower. So that's all I have for pound USD, and I think that wraps up my analysis for pound USD and USDCAD. And I don't really want to see a lot of pairs like nowadays, and even pound yen is moving sideways, and even pound NZD is moving sideways in this case. So I rather stay out in this case. Alright, so thank you, and hope you guys can find some thoughts about it, and then do apply and review your processes. And then the thing is, as much as the market is concerned, so for me, right, as I say, the market is not moving in the right way, so I lower down my frequency of entries. Rather than I look to trade 5 days, might as well just take 2 days off, just trade from Wednesday onwards. Trade lesser will be the best option than trade more and then you encounter more losses. I think it doesn't make sense. Alright, so that will be for me. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. See you soon.